everyone, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Hyena, and what I am doing for today's video is I am going to try out these KingArt brush pens. Now then, at a first glance, these look similar to the Arteza water brush pen things. So I'm curious to see how these stack up. It's like I've recently used some that were from Five Below, which were kind of and I remember absolutely loving the Arteza one, so I'm really curious to see how these stack up. Well, I can either show you the box all day or we can get down to business, so yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Alrighty, so I've got a couple of different surfaces that I want to try out. This one is Master's Touch Mix Media, and then I've got my Arteza watercolor paper, and then just some cardstock. Yes, I know it's marked up and used, but that's okay. I want to use up the rest of it, so there we are. Chair is noisy, and here they are. Now then, these were previously used by a friend of mine. They weren't quite working for what she had wanted them for, so I had actually ended up trading my other set of KingArt pens with her. And, well, since I have these and I have not used these exact ones before, I decided I gotta make a video on this. So we got 24 colors, and the color selection is pretty nice. And oh, sorry for the bouncing camera. KingArt really knows how to do some packaging, and I will say that KingArt, I love your guys' boxes because they're really nice and sturdy. Alrighty, so first up, let's just take a look at the barrel. I mean, they've got a pretty nice presentation. I love the black with the very stark white writing, a clear cap so you can see the color there. And I mean, like from just like a surface, like just looking at it this way, they look like they'll be really nice. So hopefully these will work out for me. All right, I've got a little bit too much all crammed over here at once. And while these don't come with a water brush, I'm very curious to see how well these react when introduced to water. So I've got stuff all set up for that. That's of course why I brought out the watercolor paper. So, excuse me, I think first I'm gonna try it out on cardstock. This is just basic smooth white cardstock. Oh, that's actually not half bad. Oh, and I love, you can really see, like you can get like a, that wasn't very good. Really fine. That might be really nice if you're into calligraphy or something, as it's got a very flexible tip and the color looks really nice. So there we go on just regular cardstock. However, I'm not really sure how well that would do for layering, but you know what? Since I brought it up, let's find out. Yeah, this one is a bit more splotchy. Yeah, how would it be like coloring in an area? Yeah, it's definitely starting to make the paper buckle a little. I mean, like, blending on the cardstock, I would just label it as is an official rating. Well, I guess it is on this channel. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. I want to try out how these work on a slightly more textured paper. This mixed media paper. Once I figure out how these different pens work on the different papers, will determine what I do my full swatches and illustration on. And I'm just going to use this green because I really like this obnoxiously bright yellow green for some reason. Okay. Well, I hope that's showing up. Oh, it seems to be a bit scratchier on the textured paper. Here, let's compare the exact same color, exact same pen. Okay, yeah, well, it's, I mean, part of it could just be this color. It's still a little on the streaky side. But it did go down a bit smoother on the smooth paper, which usually with water-based media, I prefer to use mixed media or heavier paper. However, there's still another test. Got my water brush right here. Why is my water all colored like that? So it seemed to kind of meld in with the mixed media paper all right. Now, I'm gonna try the watercolor paper. So let's just do a couple. Okay, I do not, even though these are water media, I do not think they like the watercolor paper that much. Let's try to just do some shading. Yeah, it's like really splotchy, but let's see what happens when you add the water. Okay, well, like the color definitely comes out. It's just not exactly melting the way I was hoping it would. So these seem like something that would really, like, they would work on watercolor paper. You could probably shoehorn it through. But I think overall the mixed media paper would probably be the best for the kind of stuff I want to do with it. Here, I'm just going to try out that same green that I used on the watercolor paper. Yeah, there's a lot of testing. It's all scientific. Okay, yeah, I think that the color actually melded better on the mixed media paper. So I think that it could just be a mix of paper texture and something else that I'm just not completely aware of, nor can I think of, but that there's something. So I think that mixed media paper is the way I'm gonna go. So, time to do my favorite thing in the universe, swatching. Well, let's just get to that. Alrighty, so here are the finished swatches, and I must say they look okay. The melting wasn't quite as nice as I'd have liked, but this is still the swatching process. We've still got a whole illustration to do, which will be in the next video. Yeah, this was taking way longer than I originally anticipated. So what I'm gonna do is just put the illustration in another video, which I will have a link to in the description below. So be sure to take a look at that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this part 1, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while we're at it, why not check out my Instagram at SilverHyenaArt. Don't get me wrong, I still think that these pens have a lot of potential, so we are going to see this through to the end. I have, while they may not be perfect, I see potential. I want the potential. I am so hopeful right now, it's almost stupid. Anyways, stay creative, everybody. Bye!